Laura had spent her whole life getting there. Since she was a girl, her dream was only one: to become a manager of a large company. She had grown up in a provincial town, with a father always in the workshop and a mother who was a housewife, and she had breathed in the smell of sacrifices since she was little. That homemade bread with chapped hands, the winter evenings with the stove acting up, the sacrifices on school trips because there isn't enough money for everyone. But Laura had never complained about it. With a lot of effort, she graduated with top marks, won a scholarship for an internship in a multinational company, and moved to a big city where the subway ran faster than time. She had learned to move between numbers, deadlines, and meetings, becoming one of the youngest women to lead a strategic team. She had a busy schedule, a schedule that made her feel alive: a modern house, a closet organized by color, and a laptop always charged. She had become what she had dreamed of being as a child: an independent woman admired and respected. Yet sometimes she would stop at the window of her office on the 11th floor and think of her mother, Franca. That was her name. A simple woman, always wearing an apron and her hair tied in a messy bun. Her hands could do everything: sew a hem, knead tagliatelle, cure a fever with a wet cloth. Laura didn't come back to visit her often. "I don't have time," she would say. But deep down she knew it wasn't just time. It was the fear of seeing her older, of feeling on her the silent gaze of a woman who had loved her without ever asking for anything in return. Before continuing, subscribe to our channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any of our stories. One Saturday afternoon in the fall, she received a phone call. It was her mother's neighbor. "Laura, sorry to bother you, but your mother fell at home. She wasn't feeling well and I took her to the emergency room. She's conscious, but you have to come." Laura left that same day. She rode the train for 3 hours, her hands shaking and her throat tight. When she arrived at the hospital, she found Franca sitting in a wheelchair, her eyes tired but serene. "My head is spinning," she said. "That's all. Don't worry." But the doctor said something else. It wasn't just a simple fall. It was the beginning of something much deeper and more worrying. The beginning of dementia, slow and inexorable. Laura's heart began to crumble, as if every certainty built up in those years was crumbling from within. The doctors were clear. Franca could no longer live alone. She needed someone to be with her every day, every hour, a caregiver or a specialized facility. Solutions that, on paper, seemed logical. Laura nodded, her face composed, but inside her, an abyss was opening up. A silent, deep void that no rational decision could fill. She returned to the city the following week, but thoughts of her mother followed her everywhere. During meetings, she found herself staring into space. When she got a coffee from the machine, she heard her mother say, "Drink slowly, it'll hurt your stomach." Her career was there, alive, but now it seemed distant. The time she had always chased was now racing against her. One day, while she was sorting out some paperwork for a promotion she had been waiting for months, her secretary said, "Congratulations, Laura. You're among the favorites for the European Directorate General. Did you know that?" She gave a tight smile, but inside, something had broken. That evening she went home and cried like she hadn't in years. The following Monday, she walked into her boss's office and said words she never imagined she would say. "I'm giving up the promotion and my current role. I'm going home. My mother needs me." The boss looked at her as if she were crazy. "Laura, you're throwing everything away." She lowered her eyes and then replied in a firm voice, "Not everything. I'm trying to save what really matters." And so she returned to her childhood home. The walls still smelled of lavender and bean soup. Her mother was more fragile than she remembered, but her smile was intact. It wasn't easy at first. Laura wasn't used to silence, to slow rhythms, to days without deadlines. But then she began to rediscover the value of little things. She took walks with Franca through the neighborhood alleys, read newspapers aloud to her, cooked with her the recipes she hated as a child. Her mother, at times, got confused. She called Laura by her aunt's name or forgot what she had eaten. But a look, a laugh, a caress were enough to rediscover the intimacy of the past. Her childhood friends looked for her. The neighbors welcomed her as if she had never left. And she, who had feared boredom, discovered every day a reason to wake up with gratitude. She no longer earned as much as she used to, but she received gifts that no salary could buy: time, presence, and love. One day, while she was arranging flowers on the balcony, Franca approached her slowly, looked her in the eyes, and said, "I know you left everything for me. I never asked you, but thank you, my daughter." Laura smiled, her eyes shining. "Mom, I thought I had to save you, but you saved me." The years passed. Franca was no longer the energetic woman she once was, but lived her last years surrounded by affection and dignity. Laura, in the meantime, found a way to put her experience to good use. She helped small businesses in the village with accounting and organized training courses. She had transformed her career into something new, more human, closer to the heart. When, one winter morning, Franca passed away in her sleep, Laura felt empty but not destroyed. She had done everything she could. She had loved and she had chosen. She had honored the woman who had brought her into the world. That day, amidst the condolences, a young woman from the village approached, holding a newborn baby. "You don't know me well, but thank you. You know, I wanted to leave, like you did years ago. Then I saw what you did for your mother. And I understood that you don't always run away to find success. Sometimes, success is staying." Laura smiled. She looked at the clear sky and imagined her mother sitting on the wooden bench, with her apron and her hands clasped, and she felt truly at peace. Did you like this story? Leave a comment below. Thanks for watching the video till the end, and see you next story.